Hi folks, this is Mike Smith. This is the Office for Truth program. So I'm doing another video. As you saw in the title, Ben Courson, Lake Worth Christian School, abuse cover-up. This Lake Worth Christian School is in Boynton Beach, Florida. Ben Courson, along his little speaking circuit or tour, he got invited to speak here. So I saw on his schedule he was going to go here because I'm trying to get ahead of him. Sometimes I come behind him. I'm trying to expose Applegate did to his father, his brother, him. I'm trying to expose all these kinds of people. His uncle, Brett Metter, in Portland area. So I'm trying to expose this family, this church. So anyway, he gets this invite to this school. He's going to be around these kids. Well, he's not the best person to be around kids. And remember, this was a year before his scandal. This was September of 20, before he had his own scandal in August of 21, where he was had to step down from being the head pastor because he was caught up in that abuse scandal of those teenage girls at the church, these young women at the church. Remember, they weren't 30-year-olds. That's not what he's into. He's into these young women, these young kids. And that's the whole point when he dresses like a kid and acts like a kid. He's in his mid-30s. Anyway, he gets this invite to this Christian school. Well, I start to email the school. I email the superintendent principal, Mr. James Harwood. He's the one that runs it. He's the one that I dealt with the whole time. The first email I get, he starts lying to me and says, and denying that he's even coming there, and I'm lying and making it up. I said, well, you're on the schedule on his website. So then he had to play it off and said, oh, okay, because he's getting caught. He wanted to bring this guy around these children. So I want to expose him. So he didn't like it because he didn't factor me in to his routine, because I'm not a part of their routine. I'm not them. I'm just a Christian trying to expose these people because it's not the Lord, right? So, but I'm not one of these people. I just was around them for a season of time and have information. So he got mad and starts emailing me that it's not true. Then I email back, you're on the schedule. Then he emails me back, oh, okay, yeah, but I don't know what you're talking about. And the whole time he says he doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm calling down to the office and leaving messages on the voicemail, trying to get a hold of him, 3 or 4 on the voicemail. You know, because remember, he's the principal of the school. If he wanted the best kids to come around we want the best kids around, the best people to come around these kids. So isn't that what he wants? You'd think, right? So you'd contact a person. Any human being would there's a guy trying to contact us about someone trying to bring around our kids. You wouldn't get mad at that person trying to tell you if there was nothing wrong with you. If there's nothing wrong at that school or something. You would just want to know, oh yeah, what is it, sir? You'd be concerned and want to know. You wouldn't get mad and then be too much of a coward to speak to me on the phone. Anybody, if you can't get someone on an email, I'm not some sort of English major. My emails aren't perfect. Then you could, I left my voice message. I told you my phone number 15 times. I was waiting by the phone. Nah, he didn't want to call because then he'd get information, be responsible. James Harwood is an oppressor. He needs to get out of that school. These parents deserve better. And some of these parents might be just like him, but I don't think all of them are. And I honestly don't know what the parents are doing. So what I did was I showed up at the school. That's right. I showed up at the school, stand on the sidewalk with a sign. I think it was Ben Courson, Lake Worth Christian School, child abuse cover-up. Or Lake Worth Christian School, child abuse cover-up. So they finally come out there, they argue, they called the police. I don't know, 25 times they called the police. And they're out there 5 times. There's probably 45 minutes of body camera video footage. And I complained, and the complaint went for me eventually. But this was a year before his scandal, remember, in August of 21. This was September of 20. So I stood out there for about 4 hours. The police were out there. Mr. Harwood came out there. I gave him more information finally. He got mad because he saw more information because I had him look it up on the phone. See, what he wouldn't do on the emails, I got him to do in front of me finally and look up about Kelly Rasmussen. He's the child predator youth pastor who was covered up about his abuse at Applegate. That's why you don't want Ben Courson around. There's too many questions to ask him in his church. And from Florida to Oregon, it's a long distance. So things aren't going to get spoken. He's just going to show up, but they're not going to know anything about it. Well, I showed up, now they know everything about it. So it's strange to me that the parents are mad but remember, when I'm out there on the sidewalk by myself and people are mad because there's nobody around, do you think they're going to be mad out here in public? Because what are they going to be mad about? He's trying to tell you about who's coming around his kids, that coming around your children at the school. And then look what happened to him. He was not the best person to come around. Look at his little scandal he had himself playing around with these teenage girls the very age he wants to go to your school and talk to and hang out with. He's abusing them at his church, but because that's Southern Oregon, it's a secret. He's going to show up at your church, but then when somebody tells you there's something off about these people, you just get mad to hear it because your fun's being ruined. Because what Mr. Harwood's trying to do through Ben Courson is trying to groom these kids. That's how you groom children, is you bring somebody younger and cool, and you start, they have to start a routine to kind of get something set up. That's just how it works. And that's what Mr. Harwood was doing, is trying to groom these kids. And some of the other people, apparently, because as this video is being made, or I'm talking on this video, they're just screaming mad. Why are they angry? Because their fun was ruined. They thought they were going to have some fun. And he was just going to be a part of the facilitation. Remember, the world they live in, there's some people on the stage, and they have their ceremonies and their things, and people have to facilitate, and they can't do everything. Everybody can't be on the stage, but they still want to get stuff. They're all appetite-driven people, so they want to get stuff. So that's what they're mad about, is their fun was ruined. So when I show up there, they try to get the police to intimidate me and scare me. That didn't work. I don't do anything. I don't own any weapons or threaten anybody. I've done this since '03 across the country. So I got 10,000 body cameras and court cases, and I don't do anything. And then they filed a restraining order the next day, Friday. They canceled the school. And I remember one lady in this white Bentley pulls up. Real nice white Bentley with rims, and she just cursing away. Everything was the F word. And she's telling me that we looked at his effing website and there's nothing there, and just the F word, this and that. And I said, you looked at his website. Yeah, that's what they told us to look at, his website. It's not on there, so what do you want us to do? I said, why would his stuff be on his website about all the crooked stuff they did? And she just, more cursing, and drives away. So that's my point. He sent some letter home and lied to him about any information he could get, and just misled all these people. Mr. Harwood needs to get out of that school. They need to get him away from those kids. And so this is just another story along my way of my travels. So I ended up here in this particular period at the Lake Worth Christian School in Boynton Beach, Florida, trying to expose Ben Courson and to come around him. I thought they would want to know, and it turns out, well, they already knew. They just wanted to have their fun, and I ruined it. That's what they're mad about. Because I promise you, when it comes out in public, do you think they're going to be able to be mad out in the public in front of everybody, like they were to me on that sidewalk, or the emails, or when he drove by me or drove up to me, cursing away to me, Mr. Harwood? He's a joke. And so he's a joke. He should get out of there and get away from those kids. And just wait till you hear from him. So anyway, just wanted to give you some more information. This was Mike Stinnett, and this is the Office for Truth program. Thank you.